on in. My name's Granny Good. Oh, I guess you're wondering how a nice, kindly, white-haired old lady like myself wound up in this situation. Oh, it's a horrible, terrifying story. I had a little girls' school, GGSFG, Granny Good School for Good Girls. I thought of the name myself. Well, there were just some girls and myself living in this lovely, vine-covered little cottage. Late one evening, I was working very hard, grading papers and going over all the accounts. I really liked to work hard, but suddenly there was a call over my intercom. Yeah, honey.
There's a Mr. and Mrs. Baumgartner here to see you, Granny.
I see. Oh, hello, honey. You must be Mrs. Baumgartner and Mr. Baumgartner. We've been expecting you. Won't you sit down? Well, I believe you wanted to enter your daughter, Prudence. What a lovely name. In our little school. In fact, I think I have her letter right here. Yes, here we are. Now, let's see. Prudence. Beautiful name. Beautiful. Prudence has been at Wesley, Vassar, Stephen. Well, after attending all those lovely schools, it's very flattering for you to come here to good old Grandma Good's. May I ask you why you chose Granny Good's?
Well, you see, it's like this, Miss Good.
Ah, Granny.
Granny. Well, you see, it's like this, Granny. Prudence is a very independent girl, and she sort of has a mind of her own. And, well, we thought that...
Excuse me just a minute, honey. Come in.
Granny?
Yes?
I finished my homework on nuclear physics. What do I study now?
Why don't you take this dictionary a minute, honey, and memorize a little of it. Start, say, at absolute and run through to Zulu. Then I'll think of something else for you to do. Really a lovely girl. Why don't you go up and study that in your room, honey?
Well, I should hope so.
Well, anyway, I think we can take care of little Miss Prudence. We don't have too much of a discipline problem at GGSFG. Send little Miss Prudence in, please.
Yes, Granny. I'll send her right in.
Prudence, darling, I'd like you to meet Miss Good.
Granny.
Oh, Granny.
Granny?
Granny.
Now, Prudence, darling, you behave yourself and be sure and do everything that Granny Good tells you. I know that you're going to be in good hands here.
That's right, honey. Never forget, you're in good hands with Granny Good.
Oh, Granny, that's just wonderful. We've searched so long for a place for Prudence.
You know, I think I'll call your new roommate down.
Oh, good.
And second thought, I think I'll go up and get her myself. Excuse me. I didn't realize it at the time, but leaving my office when I did was the beginning of the end.
Cresse. This student's dictionary is an entirely new work. It has been written primarily for a particular group of readers, students in the upper levels of school. All definitions have been newly and independently prepared with these students in mind. Vocabulary. The more than 57,000 vocabulary entries in this new dictionary have been selected largely on the basis of their occurrence in textbooks and other books used in upper school level.
Although I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, I had noticed Mr. Baumgartner was wearing a gun. Well, everybody, this is little Sally, Prudence's new roommate. Sally, this is Prudence.
Hi.
Why don't you take Prudence up to her new room and make her comfy?
Okay, come on. She seems like such a nice girl.
Of colored illustrations and many illustrations in black and white supplement the definitions and add interest to the book. Hi. Typography. Definitions are printed in large readable type of the design chosen after much experimenting, and the clear black-faced type of the entry words assures quickness and ease of reference. Paragraphs of synonyming and special notes as accessory and aerial have been printed in a slightly smaller type, which clearly separates them from the rest of the material and again assists in ease of reference.
Well, I think we'd better be going now. I think... I think we'd better be going now, Granny.
Bye now, dearie. Krakow, you idiot! What are you doing down there? You're trying to ruin us. I got people up here. Finally, my little girls got ready for Betty Bye, and everything got nice and peaceful.
Wouldn't it be better to leave it open so we could get some fresh air?
Gee, I don't think so. I think we ought to leave it closed.
Well, why is it so important to have the windows closed and locked?
It's not important. It's just that...
Well, let's have it open then.
No, please don't. Let's don't have it open.
All right, Sally, what is it? Why are you so afraid to leave the windows open? You might as well tell me. Someone will.
It's probably silly.
Well, I want to hear it anyway.
Well, it's not anything that we're sure about.
We? You mean the rest of the girls feel the same way?
Yes, they do.
But why?
I guess it's just a feeling more than anything else. No one has actually ever seen anything out there.
You mean out there in the garden?
Yes. Sometimes we feel that there's something out there, whether we see it or not.
What kind of something?
I don't know what it is. But sometimes we hear things, like there was something out there.
Well, that sounds silly. If you really can't see anything, why don't you go down and look?
I couldn't do that. I'd be scared to death.
You're already scared to death about something you're not even sure about. So I don't see why you don't go and find out once and for all.
But what if there were really something out there? Something terrible.
Well, all right, Sally. If you feel that strongly about it, we'll leave the window closed. But I still think it's silly.
This little girl was a senior at GGSFG. She came to our little school about 2 years ago. Her folks were circus people. Her daddy was the strong man and the sword swallower. Her mama was billed as the bearded lady. I think this affected her mind somehow. I used to catch her shaving every morning at 8 o'clock. It was kind of funny, too, because the other girls all shaved at 7. And this was her roommate, Anastasia. Anastasia was Russian, and she was a very shy little thing. Actually, she had graduated from GGSFG about 4 years ago. But since she didn't speak English, and I can't talk Russian, I could never tell her to go home. Well, I gave her a few little chores to do to keep her busy. I had her dusting the furniture, making the beds, carrying out the garbage, doing the laundry, vacuuming the rugs, and sawing logs for little Georgia to practice her karate on. That way, she didn't have too much time on her hands. One thing I've always said was a clean body means a clean mind. Sally's mind was so clean it was bleached, just like her hair. Every time one of my little girls took a shower, I gave her a gold star. Sally had 184 gold stars. That's more than any girl in the whole school. In fact, it's probably the world's record for showers taken in one day.
Good night, Sally.
Good night.
next day was Saturday, and early that morning, even before the sun was up or the little birdies were chirping, little Honey was up bright and early studying her dictionary. She really was a little funny.
I beg your pardon, miss. Could you tell me where I could find Granny Good?
Gee, I don't know where she is.
Oh.
Sir,
Yes?
could you tell me how to pronounce mausoleum?
Mausoleum. Mausoleum.
Mausoleum?
Yes.
Thank you.
I skipped happily downstairs to the supply room to have a chat with my loyal and devoted handyman, Krakow. Krakow! Krakow, you idiot, where are you? Come on in here. All right, honey. Put it right there. Come on, right there. Now listen to me, Krakow. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, don't go out in the garden at night. You're bugging the girls, Krakow. Oh, moon, 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 honey, I've heard it before. Listen to me. Half moon, full moon, blue moon. I don't care. You gotta stop bugging the broads. One more time, Krakow, and it's the outside world for you, honey. And you're getting just a little bit too old to play any more football, right? You remember the outside world, huh, sweetheart? That's right. Silver bullets. People chasing you all over the place. Stakes in the heart. It was a real bad scene, wasn't it, sweetheart? All right. Then shape up or ship out, that's all. Oh, Krakow, I just don't understand you, honey. I took you in when nobody in the world had touched you with a 10-foot pole. I gave you this lovely place down here in the cellars. I give you a nice, easy job. I'd pay you a real good salary. All right. So 13 cents a day ain't all the money in the world. But where else are you going to get a Krakow? Look at you. You're a mess, honey. I work my fingers to the bone for you. I give you a jawbreaker every Saturday, and what do I get? I get nothing but ingratitude. Now listen to me, sweetheart. Play ball or get off of the team, that's it. Come on, let's take a look at the still. All right, honey, let's see how your production looks for today. 57 gallons? Krakow, you're way behind. We got a delivery to make tonight, honey. Now see what you can do about this. How does this batch taste anyway, honey? Whoa! Whoa! Good work, honey. It's a lot better than the last batch. All right. I gotta get up to my classes, sweetheart. Now, don't forget, the trucks will be here about an hour after the party starts. Don't worry about any noise. The broads will be up there screaming and hollering and covering all your work. Just get everything ready, because you got a lot of work cut out for you, honey. Oh, here. And stay out of the hooch. The first sparkling rays of the sun peeked over the mountains at our little school. And after a hearty breakfast, the girls and I marched out for our morning exercise. Let's get out there on the exercise field. Come on, double time. Let's shake 'em up.
All right, girls. Today we're going to build bigger, better bodies. Now, the first exercise is the side straddle hop. Ready? Exercise. Now let's get out in a nice straight line. Come on, line up. Okay, hands behind your back, shoulders back.
But, Granny, it's too hot.
All right, if it's too hot, take off your blouses. Come on. Now, first to the right, and then to the left. Twist. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Every exercise we used was scientifically designed to strengthen some portion of the anatomy. We found that jumping rope was excellent for developing the lung capacity. Not everything was physical at our little school. I insisted that all my girls loved the arts. Our drawing class was beautifully advanced. We had progressed from drawing trees and landscapes to the use of live models. Some of the girls, naturally, possessed bigger talents than others, but it was important that each of these dear children express themselves. And then, every afternoon, right after lunch, I allowed all the girls 1 hour's recess. Most of them took advantage of the hour to bathe their little bodies in the warm sun. This little child was our newest addition to the school. She'd been with us for about 9 months. She was also the youngest member of our little group. She was only 12 years old, but she took an awful lot of vitamins. And this was Ruth, our brightest student. She was in school on a football scholarship. She made the team at Vanderbilt, but was thrown out of the showers. She received nothing but straight A's all the way. Of course, you've all met Sally before, our cleanest little girl, Miss Clean. Sally was president of our literary society. And I tell you, her dramatic reading of The Tropic of Cancer was something you would never forget. The girl bouncing the beach ball with little Honey is Sandra. The poor child came from a broken home. Her house slid off a cliff and cracked right in two. At the end of each day, the girls and I would participate in a little road work to sharpen our appetite, just like the Marines marching. Although I was a little older than the girls, I stayed in good shape. I was still in the best condition, the untiring leader, unstoppable, always in front, never falling back. Well, I finally decided it was time to give the girls a little rest. So I helped them home.
Be decent. To dress conspicuously, especially with vulgar finery. Be decent. Now.
Now, after a day of fun in the sun, my little honeys quickly padded up to the shower so they could get squeaky clean in time for the school's annual costume ball.
Harry? Flo. Fine, thank you. Listen, I've got to talk. I've got to talk fast. Granny might catch me. Now, when you come to the party tonight, sneak in a bottle, okay? Okay, honey. Bye.
Hello? I'd like to leave a message for Tab Greenberg. Yes. Tell him that Bobby called. And when he comes to the party, ask him to leave it in the usual place. No. Leave the booze in the usual place. Right. Thank you.
I was in my bedroom changing into my ball gown, and the guests were arriving for the prom. My little girls had been planning for that dance all week, and I knew it was going to be a real exciting ball. One thing, however, was beginning to worry me. Little Honey had mentioned to me at dinner how strangely the new girl Prudence was acting. She said Prudence didn't seem to mix with the other girls.
Why isn't anyone dancing? Come on, kiddies, this is a party. Come on, take a little dance with the girls. Come on, honey. Come on, everybody has to dance. Come on. Oh, honey, go on upstairs and put something on.
She meant well, but her timing was just a little off.
badge 261. This is the chief. Over.
This is badge number 261 to headquarters.
Come in, please.
Well, hello, badge 261. This is the chief. Over.
I decided to take Honey's tip and look around for Prudence. If anyone knew where she was, Krakow would. Well, upstairs, the party was beginning to pick up a bit. Some of the nice young men had been thoughtful enough to bring along some fruit and special little spices to add to the punch.
This is badge number 261 to headquarters. Come in, please.
Oh, badge 261. This is the chief. Over.
Hello, Chief. This is 261.
I think I've come across something. I'm not sure, but I hope to have an answer for you later this evening. I'm going to the cellar now to find out.
Something is wrong. It's now 10:10 p.m. If you don't hear from me in half an hour, you'd better come quick. Over.
Roger, 261.
Please be careful. Over.
Right, Chief.
Over and out.
there was something just a little fishy about little Miss Prudence. I couldn't find her, and to top it off, Krakow had disappeared. It was the full moon, so I decided I'd better check everywhere for old Fuzzy. Honey was having trouble finding the right costume for the ball. Studying the dictionary didn't give her much time to rent a costume, so she was gonna try and make her own. Well, the kiddies seemed to be having a better time. They were dancing and all that jazz, but I decided the punch could use just a little bit more bite. So I thought I'd put in a little bit of my home brew. One little drink in the punch couldn't hurt anyone. Besides, we needed a lot of racket to cover the bottling business in the basement. Well, you can't teach an old cow new tricks, I guess. He was a nice boy. One of those sailors home on leave, I think.
Well, is this our home?
Good heavens, George, we're at the wrong party.
Krakow, you idiot! What are you doing up here with the people?
Krakow? Excuse me, my name is William.
Lovely party, isn't it? The fuzz. Now everything was beginning to make sense. Someone was a spy, and little Miss Prudence was #1 suspect. I had to find her before the cops did, and I had to think up a way to cover up the still. It was too late to hide it. I had to think of something very, very clever. Listen to me, Krakow. You gotta find that girl before the cops find her. If they get to her first, we're ruined. Oh, Krakow, honey, don't talk to me about unions now. Do a little overtime, sweetheart. Go on. Safe at last. Hi, Chief. You're just in time for a little elderberry wine.
Don't hand me that elderberry wine stuff, Granny. I know what you got in here. You got... booze! Dirty old booze!
Oh, no, Chief. It's elderberry wine. Honest, fellas.
Okay, Granny. Let's have a taste of that elderberry wine.
Certainly, honey. In fact, let's have one all around, huh, fellas? Now, all together, Skol!
One of a great Bantu nation of Natal, in type and culture identical with the Kaffirs, also their language.
Okay, Granny, not so fast. Hold it right there.
Look, honey, I don't know who you are, but I'm awful busy. Why don't you sit down over there?
I'm not going to sit down over there. I've been searching all over for you. I finally got you, and I'm going to keep a hold of you, understand? Now, you're in big trouble, Granny.
Oh, what's a little old lady like me ever done? Couldn't we make a deal? 50%?
No deal. No deals, Granny.
75%?
No deals, Granny.
No deal. How about if I plug up the still and I give all the booze to charity, huh?
Booze, the still? I don't know what you're talking about.
Aren't you the fuzz?
No, I'm not the fuzz. I'm Jimmy Scoff. UWA Local 47.
UWA?
Yes, United Werewolves of America. Krakow's my boy here. I'm his union boss. Certainly, Krakow's my boy. Now, you've been paying him exactly 13 cents a day, right, Krakow? Working him overtime without paying him overtime, right, Krakow? We've got the goods on you, Granny. Krakow, take him.
Krakow!
Take
No!
him. Come on.
No, Krakow!
Krakow.
How could you think on me? How could you do it? Well, that's how it all happened. I hope now you can understand an old lady's story a little better. All right, kiddies, story time is over. Come on, you little old winemakers, get cracking. We got a lot of deliveries tonight, Chief. Come on, Krakow. Glendale Danny gets 50 gallons. Mushmouth Louie gets 75. And No-Nose Cohen wants 100 gallons. Get moving! Come on, move! Thought you'd turn me in, huh, Krakow? Keep pushing those boxes, pussy! Come on! Besides, I gotta get upstairs and start the new freshman class. So long, kiddies.